Turkish President Recep Erdogan has hit back at Germany's foreign minister with some scathing criticism after Sigmar Gabriel accused him of interfering in Germany's upcoming election.
He knows no boundaries. Who are you to talk to the president of Turkey? Know your place. He's trying to teach us a lesson. How long have you been in politics? How old are you?
Well, the latest row began over President Erdogan's call for Turkish nationals not to vote for establishment parties, including Chancellor Merkel's. Well, that caused a major stir in the German media. Foreign Minister Gabriel described it as brutal meddling in the country's internal affairs and unprecedented too. Some saw it as an attack in particular against Merkel. Now, she's been facing a lot of public criticism from German officials lately. Gabriel, in fact, for instance, has accused Merkel of kowtowing to the US after she pledged to boost NATO spending. The Chancellor was also heckled at a rally she spoke at on Thursday.
Wir wissen heute.
Let's get some analysis on all this and go live to Germany and meet Dr. Rainer Rothfuss, who's a geopolitical analyst and consultant. Good to have you back on the show. Just returning to what Erdogan said, he was pretty direct, wasn't he? To what extent do you think his call will influence the way the Turkish community in Germany votes?
I think it will not have a strong influence on the Turkish community because the Turkish community with German passport seeks to integrate into German society. If Erdogan tries to divide the population with German passport, no matter which is the ethnic background, this is very unwise. And I think Erdogan has harmed the relationships between Turkey and Germany a lot by interfering in such a blunt and open way into the German electoral process. And I wonder what is the objective of it, because it just helps those parties he has been criticizing, because now they can rally, showing that they are against this dictator Erdogan, and they will even collect more votes among the regular German voters.
That's interesting, isn't it? So what he pointed out, what he was trying to do really was harm the establishment parties, but he's ended up doing, in your opinion, the opposite.
Well, I think it's the unwisest thing that a head of state can do, to interfere in the elections of a sovereign country. And therefore, I think that the relationships also with the EU are further deteriorating. And this is just a way how you can measure this. We have even moved into like a dead-end road in terms of relationships between Turkey and the EU, because I ask myself what can be done to improve the relationships again. How can common ground and trust, mutual trust, be found again?
The language we just heard there, it was harsh, wasn't it? It was also personal. How is it going to affect bilateral relations between the nations, do you think?
Well, I hope that Erdogan will come back to normal state of affairs and politics, and not lash out on individual persons anymore, because this is a level of policy making which is not really productive. And of course, there were tensions also because Erdogan was banned from making propaganda for his own election, for his own referendum in Germany. But we are now not talking about election campaigns taking place in Turkey, but he's really meddling into inner German affairs, and this is not really wise. But on behalf of the German government, also it would be necessary to improve relationships with Turkey, because it's a very important partner, and you cannot mess up relationships with Russia, with United States, with Turkey, and with everyone. We need good neighborhood relationships for business, for society, for peace.
Dr. Rainer Rothfuss, geopolitical analyst and consultant. Time has just beaten us. Thank you, as always, for your expert analysis.